The Summer Marathon Arctic Embers event is around the corner. Shinysnom will be making its debut, but it's not going to be very easy to get. Let's get straight into the calendar, and as you can see guys, this event is going to be starting on Tuesday, the 4th of August at 10 a.m., running all the way until Monday, August 10th at 8 p.m. local time. Shiny Snom is not going to be easy to get in this event. However, there are 4 shiny boosts to certain Pokemon. We can see shiny boosts to shiny Ponyta, Vanillite, Snover, as well as Slugma. The best way to explain this is that, remember guys, there are going to be 2 Go Passes that are going to be going live on August 4th at 10 a.m. First and foremost, we have the August Go Pass. The main reward Pokemon from the August Go Pass is going to be a Latias encounter, and if you did purchase the deluxe version, you are going to get another lucky trinket. But at the same time, in correlation with this event, there's going to be another Go Pass going live, which is going to be the Summer Marathon Arctic Embers Go Pass. The rewards for the free track on the Summer Marathon are going to be encounters with fire and ice type Pokemon. We can see Stardust, XP, Rare Candy, Ultra Balls, and more. You guys can purchase the deluxe version of this Go Pass. That's going to cost you a total of $5, and you're going to get even more encounters with fire and ice type Pokemon, incenses, silver pineapple berries, rare XL candy, candy XL, and more. When it comes to the Summer Marathon Go Pass, these are going to be the following bonuses. At tier 1, which is going to be at rank 10, we're going to get 2 times XP for spinning a Pokestop, and if you have the deluxe, it's going to be 3 times XP for spinning a Pokestop. The tier 2 bonus, which is going to be at rank 20, is that it's going to be half egg hatch distance when eggs are placed into an incubator, and if you have the Go Pass Deluxe, it's going to be quarter egg hatch distance. Spawning in the wild, we can see Vulpix, Alolan Vulpix, Growlithe, Swinub, Snorunt, and some more. However, there are certain Pokemon that are going to be alternating on certain days. These are going to be the shiny boosted Pokemon. So on the 4th, 6th, 8th, and 10th of August, Ponyta and Snover will be coming into the wild with shiny boosts, most likely at 1 in 128 odds. And then on August 5th, 7th, 9th, and 10th, Slugma and Vanillite will be spawning more frequently in the wild, also coming with their shiny boosts. This is the difficult part though. We have a 5-kilometer egg pool that will be hatching certain Pokemon. In there we can see Sneasel, Darumaka, Galarian Darumaka, Sizzlipede, and yes, you guessed it, Snom. It doesn't look like Snom is going to be spawning in the wild. We may get lucky and it may be a rare spawn, but it's probably going to be locked behind 5-kilometer eggs. Don't waste your money. This is one particular shiny Pokemon that it does look pretty cool. It does take on the very slight variant, which I think is actually very sick. That being said, Snom going into something like Frostmoth, it's not that worth going after, and unless you really want this Pokemon for your shiny living decks, I would say save your money. It's going to be difficult to go after this. If it wasn't 2-kilometer eggs, it would have made it a little bit easier. We are going to have featured field research tasks going down. We can see Ponyta, that 100% IV is going to be 727. Slugma's in there at 383 CP. Snover's in there at 497 CP, and Vanillite's in there at 443 CP. Screenshot all of these if you want to remember the Hundo CP. It doesn't end there though. When the event starts, every single trainer will get access to a free timed research, which is going to be awarding 16,800 XP. With a lucky egg, this could be doubled to get over 30,000 XP upon collection. But the other thing that they are awarding us is an encounter with the debut of the Marathon Visor costume Pikachu. This has never been seen before in Pokemon Go. This Pokemon cannot be shiny. Its shiny is locked. And remember that 100% IV coming from this timed research is going to be 402 CP. Imagine you got the Hundo, you would be one of the only people that had it. Great, Mikey, those are the details, but how do we really maximize this event as trainers? Well guys, there's a couple things we need to remember as we move on to our tips. Remember I mentioned that the August Go Pass will be going live at the exact same time. At tier 1 of that Go Pass, which is pretty much at rank 1 for everybody, you're going to get a guaranteed candy as well as XL candy every single time you trade a Pokemon. That is incredibly powerful. We've had some really good events recently, like the Ultra Unlock Edition. We had GoFest Global. I'm sure a lot of people have got Pokemon in their bags that they're willing to trade. Please remember to trade Pokemon, but more specifically trade on Fridays as well. You're going to get a guaranteed 2 XL candy upon each trade. Trades are going to cost 20% less Stardust. You can make up to 3 special trades on that day, but most importantly, all these trades have a higher chance of going lucky. On top of the candy bonuses, trading during August, specifically on Fridays, is really going to help you. The next thing I want to talk about here is going to be egg hatching. We've already told you what the 5-kilometer egg pool is going to be, and we're going to leave it on screen here again right now. Remember guys though that outside of this egg pool, there's a 2-kilometer egg pool. These are going to be all the Pokemon hatching from that. There's going to be a 10-kilometer egg pool. These are going to be the Pokemon hatching from that. And of course, a 12-kilometer egg pool. These are going to be the Pokemon hatching from that. If you do want to potentially open gifts from friends to get 7-kilometer eggs, these are going to be the Pokemon hatching from those eggs. But to make this more efficient, if we go to the Summer Marathon Go Pass, remember at tier 1, it's going to be half egg hatch distance. But if you purchase the deluxe, it's going to be quarter egg hatch distance. What you guys can do to take this even further is that I want you to check in into a community ambassador meetup where there's certain bonuses tied to certain events on certain days. However, one of the extended bonuses is that you get 25% less walking distance for hatching eggs. This extra bonus actually stacks with the Go Pass bonus. So now you're not just going to be walking half egg hatch distance, you're going to be having an extra 25% on top of that as well. That is incredibly powerful, especially if you're trying to hatch something like 12-kilometer eggs. Speaking of 12-kilometer eggs, we've just shown you the 12k egg pool. That being said, guys, this is another great opportunity to try and stock all those 12-kilometer eggs so you can get 12-kilometer eggs and potentially hatch them on a star piece as well. I would actually start collecting these eggs over time because only at level 75 of the August Go Pass are you going to get more Stardust and XP for hatching eggs. Of course, 12-kilometer eggs give you the highest Stardust yield on a star piece. That is going to be the best time to hatch those eggs once you've reached rank 75. The third thing we want to mention here is going to be XP gains. We've already shown you that at tier 1 of the Summer Marathon Go Pass, it's going to be 2 times XP for spinning a Pokestop. Of course, if you purchase the deluxe, it's going to be 3 times XP for every single spin. With a lucky egg, that's going to be 600 XP per spin. That isn't the most powerful way to gain XP in Pokemon Go. That being said, there are 2 things that a lot of people have mentioned. The first spin of your day is going to be 500 XP. If you have the free Go Pass, it's going to be 1000 XP. On a lucky egg, it's going to be 2000 XP. If you have the deluxe, it's going to be 3000 XP for that first spin. But also, don't forget about your 7th day streak. Your 7-day streak, if it falls in between this event and you've hit the required rank, is going to be 4000 XP. With a lucky egg, is going to be 8000 XP. And if you purchase the deluxe, it's going to be 12,000 XP for your 7th day spin. I've just broken the math down for you, but I would honestly not recommend this as an XP gainer. The fourth thing we want to mention is that the day this event starts is going to be Showcase Tuesday. Remember, you can enter up to 5 different Pokemon in showcases to earn yourself some premium items if you do win it. Of course, we do know that the Go Fest Max Finale has now been announced on the 5th and 6th of September. This is your time to start stacking up with some premium items for absolutely free. You can also chip away at that Platinum Showcase medal, which requires you to win 100 showcases, and of course, if you do, you will get an encounter with that PhD Pikachu. Tip number 5, candy gains. How do I really maximize the candy during this event? Well guys, there's definitely one Pokemon that's standing out here. Because this event is surrounding fire and ice type Pokemon particularly, it looks like there are some ground and grass types in there as well, which means Primal Groudon, especially if its Primal Reversion is at level 3, is going to be the best Pokemon to use. The reason why is that at Primal Reversion level 3, you will be getting an additional 2 candy per catch, but on top of that, you're going to get an extra 25% chance at XL candy for all the Pokemon matching its same type. Pokemon like Ponyta is really good for the Ultra League, which I'm going to explain a little bit in our targets. Snover is a grass type, so it could potentially hit Snover. Slugma is another fire type it could hit, and another one it could hit, which is very important, is going to be Swinub. If you don't have Primal Groudon at Primal Reversion level 3, make sure to Mega Evolve a fire or ice type Pokemon in the background so you can hit as many of these Pokemon as you possibly can for extra candy gains. Speaking of candy gains, as well as these other tips, what are the best Pokemon you should be going after during this event? The first target is going to be both sets of Vulpix. Tentonian Vulpix can evolve into Ninetales. Ninetales in the Great League right now, as of recording this video, is a fantastic Pokemon. It's currently breaking into the top 15, definitely worth getting your hands on, and even in the Ultra League with XL Candy. In fact, I do have the rank 1 of this Pokemon, as you can see on screen right now. I believe that's also at level 51 with Best Buddy. I even know the stats off by heart. It's going to be a 7-15-15. That is currently breaking into the top 40 in the Ultra League. Very strong start here. But if we stay in the Ultra League, we can see that Alolan Ninetales is ranked even higher, breaking into the top 15 as of recording this video. And in the Great League as well, Alolan Ninetales is performing really well, currently sitting in the top 70. Both these sets are very good for the Go Battle League. Those are mainly the Pokemon for PvP, but there's some great raid attacking Pokemon that's really going to help you on your Pokemon Go journey, especially if you are a new or returning player, or if you don't really play Pokemon Go during the winter. Let me explain. The first Pokemon you want to be looking at next is going to be Snorunt. Snorunt can evolve into Glalie, and of course Glalie has a Mega form, Mega Glalie, which is currently in the top 10, the 9th best Ice-type attacker in the game right now. Still very solid. That being said, we know that only a female Snorunt can evolve into Frostlass. Frostlass in the Go Battle League right now, in the Ultra League and Great League, isn't ranked very well, but trust me, a little change of meta going into next season could really shift this. I would strongly recommend trying to get yourself a good Frostlass for the Great League or Ultra League. But more importantly, we know that Mega Frostlass will be coming to the game at some point, and to be honest, it's probably going to break into your top 5 best Ice-type attackers in the game. Great opportunity to try and grind to get yourself a Hundo Snorunt. The next Pokemon we have to focus on in the wild, and arguably it might be the top one of this event, especially because this is coming quite a few months before winter. Make sure to get yourself many good Swinubs that can go into Mamoswine. Mamoswine is one of the best utility Pokemon in this game, as a ground-type attacker as well as an Ice-type attacker. But if we just focus on the Ice-type category right now, it's one of the best budget options in the game, if not the best. Guys, Mamoswine is currently ranked 7th as an Ice-type attacker, and its Shadow form, if you are lucky to have a couple, is ranked 3rd. And even in the ground type category with Mudslap and high horsepower, if we have a look at the rankings there as well, you can see that this Pokemon performs incredibly well. This is your best opportunity to try and get a lot of candy for Swinub, but you want to have at least 4 to 6 of these monsters on your team because it's going to come in very handy for you. If we just have a look at that 5k egg pool very quickly, you can see that Sneasel is in here. Sneasel, again, as a budget type attacker, is pretty good on the ice and dark side of things, but it's a very glassy Pokemon. However, it's the Shadow form. If anyone has Shadow Sneasels in their bag going into Shadow Weaviles, some of the best DPS attacking Pokemon in the game, and has been for the foreseeable future, really putting out good numbers amongst such strong Pokemon. That being said though, other than hatching that shiny Snom, which of course is the big hit of those 5k egg pools, don't forget about the 2 Darumaka's, the Galarian form as well as the normal form. Remember that the Zen mode of Darmanitan will be arriving in the game at some point, but that's more of a future reference. Right now, it's a great opportunity to try and get some candy for both Darumaka's because Galarian Darmanitan is one of the best Ice-type attackers in the game, currently breaking to the top 15, I believe, and even the regular Darumaka as a fire type can hit pretty hard, but it's more so the Shadow Darmanitan you really want to be getting candies for. On top of that, D-Max Darmanitan is still in the top 3 max attackers for the fire type in the game right now. This event on paper, it maybe doesn't look that great, but remember, every single event there are ways to take advantage because this game is more about patience and playing for the long run. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You could take advantage now to get rewarded later. We did mention this in field research, but just pay attention to Snover with that 497 in field research. That gives yourself a much higher chance of getting a Hundo for that Pokemon because of course you can get Mega Abomasnow, which would be great to have as a Hundo. Just a quick shout there. Other than that, please don't forget about the 4 shiny boosted Pokemon, which again is going to be Snover, Slugma, Ponyta, and Vanillite. All of them are beautiful shinies, and again, probably coming with that rate of 1 in 128. Just very quickly as well, because this event is going to be featuring a lot of fire and ice type Pokemon, pay attention to your Skier medal, your Kindler medal. Those are great medals now to try and hit your platinum status. Remember, if you do, you will get an increase on your base catch rate for that certain type of Pokemon, including legendary Pokemon whenever you do catch them. Another medal you want to be focusing on here is going to be your Breeder medal, which requires you to hatch 2,500 eggs. A lot of this event is going to be about hatching eggs, going after that shiny Snom, but of course, the half egg hatch distance or the quarter egg hatch distance, if you have the Go Pass Deluxe, it's a great time to chip away at this a lot faster. And a completely random thing here as well, if you guys are still looking for Ditto for your Pokédex, there is one Pokemon here that will be a Ditto disguise, which is going to be Growlithe. All Growlithe spawning during this event may have a chance to be Ditto as well. If you guys want to see everything going on in Pokemon Go this week, please check it out above me right now. And what we've also done is a full intense breakdown of everything going down in August. There have been some recent updates as well, and we literally released this in previous days. Guys, love you so much. Go with us. Please hit that like and subscribe button as well as that hype button. We want to take this channel as far as wide as possible. Again, so much love. Appreciate your support and all the comments. Keep them coming in, and we'll catch you on the next one, baby.